So yeah, if the facts and figures are to be believed, you can't really argue against facts and figures, the WWE audience is actually down 20% year on year. That's not good. So what's going on? What's the deal? What's the problem? The numbers are down and we need answers. Why? Here's why. Regardless what you think of the current product, I think we can all agree that WWE being down 20% year on year when it comes to their audience is not ideal. It's certainly not news that is going to please those behind the scenes, and it's not good for us either, because usually, if WWE is being really successful, that leads to more success, and that also works the other way around. So if they're not being that successful, that leads to not that much success, and really, we should all want success, because success is positivity, and positivity equals happiness, and happiness means smiles on our faces, and that's what life's all about. Now, there are things that have contributed to this, but they're not all bad. I mean, they don't help WWE financially. At the end of the day, that's kind of all that matters. But when you look at them out of context and within context, you can kind of go, well, that's not the end of the world, but it's also not great, which is a contradiction, but that's life. Life full of contradictions. That's the second life reference, but you know, you're living life, I'm living life. Sometimes we have to reference life. The first, of course, is YouTube and social media. There is a whole generation out there who's happy to watch clips or look at images online. They don't want to sit through Raw. They don't want to waste their time and actually sit through a TV show. They're happy to wake up on a Tuesday morning, log in, and just see whatever's there for them. They're happy for the content to be spoon-fed for them, and each bit only lasts about 3 minutes. And given that is such an easy door to open, you can understand why somebody would do it. If you're a busy guy or a gal and you don't want to watch Monday Night Raw, and you know that, like I say, in less than 24 hours, you're going to be given these little short nuggets of goodness. Hey, nuggets of goodness are all right. They taste lovely with milk. It makes sense too, right? If you are part of this generation who's used to quick, in-your-face content, then going to YouTube is a lot more appealing than sitting down for 3 hours and going through all of Raw. That freedom is very enticing, especially when the alternative is sitting down and dedicating a chunk of time to something you don't know whether it's going to be good and you don't know whether it's going to be bad. And then there is point number 2, which is that Raw is 3 hours long. 3 hours is a long time regardless what you're going to do. Even when you go to the movies, if you look up that movie and it says it goes on for 180 minutes, you're going to raise an eyebrow, and WWE wants that each and every week. There's just no way to make that interesting every 7 days, and because of all of that, it has a knock-on effect elsewhere. If it's a pay-per-view week, you're being asked to consume around 8 hours when we take SmackDown into the mix, and you've really got to like wrestling if you're going to watch 8 hours of this stuff. 8 hours! That's like the sleep you're meant to get, and WWE wants you to watch that in a week. The result? People are going to tune out, or they are going to use social media to keep up to date. Maybe they'll just read the results online, but either way, it means their end figure is going to be down, and it means you've then got to find out how to get that figure back up. What do you do to entice these individuals back? Then, of course, there is the obvious. As much as I do enjoy the WWE product, I think we can all agree there are some aspects that are not good and therefore are bad. And if something is bad, have a guess what's going to happen? That's right. People ain't gonna watch. Be that 50-50 booking, this idea that wins and losses don't matter, the lack of proper superstars, or storylines that don't make sense, the quality sometimes just isn't there. It's gonna be hard to hook a viewer when that's the case, and while I do actually think that WWE has been a lot worse in the past, if you're offering an inconsistent product, you're gonna have an inconsistent audience, or in this case, an audience is on the way down. It's the lack of surprises that really hurt. If you're a well-versed viewer, I bet 99% of the time you can watch Raw and figure out exactly how it's gonna go. And if you already know how it's gonna go, why are you gonna watch? And let's say you don't flick the channel and then your powers of prediction come true, have a guess what you're gonna do down the line. Just gonna go on YouTube the next day, because you already knew what was gonna happen. When numbers like this do come out too, you've got to start questioning why wrestlers such as Nakamura aren't given the push you think they should be. Now, he feels like a main eventer, but he feels like a WWE main eventer. That superstar aura that he had in NXT and in New Japan has already gone. He's just another WWE dude, and you think everybody would try and circumvent that because of the numbers. I think it's fair to say that if the former Japanese champ had been treated a little differently, he could have walked into SmackDown and lit the place up. Instead, he had his ass whooped by Dolph Ziggler, snuck out the win, and as I said, now he's just a WWE main eventer, and that's good. He should be at the top of the card, but he should be more of this. He should be lightning in a bottle, a shining star, the vision of the future. He doesn't feel special, and maybe that's what WWE's biggest problem is today. They don't have that spark that makes you feel like you're watching something unique or something you couldn't get anywhere else. It's rare that we get that, and even something like Jinder Mahal becoming WWE champ suffers because we all knew beforehand the rumor and innuendo is too much. So when that does happen, it's like, well, I guess that's kind of interesting and we can debate it, but it didn't shock us. We looked online beforehand. The thing is, what can WWE do? They're not going to cut Raw back down to 2 hours because that third hour makes them an absolute fortune in revenue thanks to the USA Network, and a lot of what we've already discussed can't be changed at this point. Also, the company as a business is very successful, so why would they ever listen to what a schmuck like me thinks? Especially because I'm a schmuck. They wouldn't, and nor should they, to be honest. I am an idiot. At the end of the day, however, no ambitious company wants a graph where that line goes down, even if there are reasons for it, and you can identify those reasons. It's not like it's a big mystery. It's not like ghosts are at play here. It's not like ghosts are walking around going, oh, we're going to take the WWE Raw number down. Or maybe it is ghosts. If it is, screw ghosts. Let's hope this does change though, or something comes from the ground and sparks everything into life, because success breeds success, and momentum breeds momentum, and momentum always equals a better product. Sometimes it just takes that one big idea for everything to turn around. So I'm keeping everything crossed for that one big idea. Also, you ghosts. Now don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you think about all of this. Then visit WhatCulture.com, follow WhatCulture at WhatCulture WWE, and I'm hanging around on Twitter as Simon Miller 316. I am Simon from WhatCulture. This is the Why series. I'll see you again soon.